Welcome to the last part of this improvement in food resources video, where in the first part we have discussed about the improvement in plant food resources. In the second part we have talked about improvement in animal food resources in case of cattle and poultry. In this video we will talk about the improvement in the food resources as far as fish and honeybees are concerned. As far as fish is concerned, the total process that is called as fishery, the total demand of the fishes that is fulfilled in our country is done by two methods, that is called as capture fishery and culture fishery. The name is very clear. In the capture fisheries, there are certain fishes which are found in the seas, in the oceans, in the flowing rivers, where we cannot go and culture them. So they are made available to the market or to the public for eating only by throwing nets and capturing them. So that is very simple, capture fishery. Culture fisheries, we talk about the process where we take care of the fishes in ponds, we culture the fishes and improve them according to the demand of the variety of fish there, and then we sell it to the market as the need be. So that is called as culture fishery. So capture fishery is so simple. It is just captured from the natural water bodies, rivers, oceans, seas. Culture fisheries are again classified into many types. The first one that we will mostly concentrate here is called the freshwater culture fishery. Because whatever we culture, freshwater and marine water, you need to understand that the water available in as the natural resources, are available to us in two ways. The sea water, the ocean water, they are very salty in condition, and the fishes which are found in the rivers and what we culture in our ponds, that water is very different. It is called as freshwater, having very very low salt content. Now the variety of fishes that are found in these two are very different, because the organism which has survived continuously in a particular condition, the cellular cytoplasmic concentration adapts according to the surroundings. So in the sea and the ocean, the fishes which are found in their cellular cytoplasm of every cell has huge amount of salt concentration. You cannot culture them in the ponds, because in the ponds outside the water concentration is too much and the cells have less amount of water. There is salt because they have adapted to that condition. So if you put them in ponds, what will happen? You have studied in the first chapter the condition of hypertonic and hypotonic solution. Because of shortage of water in their cells, the water will start pumping into the cells. The cells will bulge, and because it is not protected by cell, or mind you, it is an animal, so the cell membrane will swell and burst. The fishes will die of bursting. Same thing. You cannot culture the freshwater fishes in the salt water, because here the water is more inside the cell, and when you put them in salt water, they will start losing water. They will shrink and die. So फ्रेश वाटर पॉन्ड्स में जो कल्चर करना है वो हमको रिवर्स में जो फिश पाए जाते हैं, जो फ्रेश वाटर में अडेप्ट किए हुए, उन्हीं को करना पड़ता है. There is a process called mariculture, where little bit of the like pearl cultures and all those things, the mussels or the mollusca variety, they are generally found in the sea water. So under very small conditions you can maintain that saltwater condition and do their fishery. It is not done to grow or culture the fishes on a large scale. So these are the few things you need to understand. There is another term that you might find that is called as aqua culture. Now aqua stands for water. Whatever thing you culture in water is called aqua culture. It can be a mussel culture, it can be a turtle culture, it can be a fish culture, it can be a pearl culture. So a lot of things that can be done. It's an overall term called aquaculture. You can say that aquaculture includes all this freshwater fishery, mariculture and all those things included. So these are the few terms you need to know. But we will talk here about only improvement in food resources. What can be done to improve the quality topic because we are in the chapter called Improvement in Food Resources. The improvement is done in both ways, quantity as well as quality. Is that clear to you? Now what actually happens, God says something here. The fishes live in a natural condition in the ponds or rivers. They lay thousands of eggs, no doubt. But all these thousands of eggs do not hatch into young one. That's a huge problem. Okay? Because a lot of them are eaten up by other carnivorous fishes, other varieties of insects and all those. They attack the birds. So they just eat them up. They are even attacked by a lot of diseases that occurs in nature. So the idea of this, that if a fish lays hundreds of eggs under natural condition, out of the 100, only 30 fishes reach the adult condition. 70 eggs gets destroyed somewhere. So the first thing that was taken care of is, let us improve this number. So therefore the eggs are collected from the ponds. ध्यान से देखेंगे आप, from the natural condition, natural ponds or rivers. We all know that the fish lays eggs in the monsoon condition, monsoon season. So from there the eggs are collected. You have to be aware of that, and people are there, they are doing it. The eggs are collected and these eggs are kept in large, artificial tanks. Artificial tanks, huge tanks, in which the eggs are kept. Of course, water is supplied. The water, of course, is medicinal, medicated, rather we use the term medicated water. Plus, there is arrangement of a wheel-like thing, or a lot of things have come up nowadays, which runs on electricity. Electric supply is given, and this wheel rotates to keep the water in a churning condition. It moves. Okay? In that condition, the eggs are kept here. The eggs which are collected. इससे क्या होता है? The movement of water causes better hatching. Better hatching occurs because we are trying to simulate. We are trying to give the condition that in natural condition, the rivers and the ponds, the water is in always moving condition. So that we try to give. This tank, artificial tank, is named as nursery, where we generally take care of the eggs, the temperature of the egg, of the water, and the condition which is not, the tanks are not thoroughly cleaned, no fungal attack is required, is allowed. So all those things are taken care of, and very hygienic condition is provided. The water is continuously rotated, so all the eggs hatch. All the eggs hatch into young ones. When they hatch into young ones, they are called as fries. Fries means very, very small fishes, and they are transferred to another tank. They are transferred to another tank, and where now not only churning of water is required, but we start giving them food also. Food, of course, which is rich in proteins and fats. That is provided to them, available in the market, there is no problem at all. And then these fries, we cause the growth of the fries in this tank. Growth of fries. And when they reach the size of our fingers, you can see the length of our fingers. If they reach the size of our fingers, they are called as fingerlings. These are terms, just few terms given: fingerlings, fries. These are of course eggs in nursery. These fingerlings are then transferred to another tank. transferred to the natural condition in the ponds. Okay, because when they become mature, they are larger in size, they are fast movers, their whole body is now covered with scales. They are well protected. And in that condition, the chances of getting attacked by other small insects, the small insects or the small carnivores that are found in the aquatic bodies, they mostly damage the eggs, the flies and the fingerling condition. जिस कंडीशन में ज़्यादा उनका डैमेज होता है, उस कंडीशन में हमने उसका देख रेख कर दिया है. Eggs are taken care, flies are taken care, food is properly given. So the initial stage is taken care of when they become mature, and it has been estimated, out of 100 eggs produced, as I told you in the beginning, do you remember that in natural condition 100 eggs, एक estimate था कि 30% only reach the adulthood, but in this condition when we take care of the eggs, flies and fingerlings, almost 90% of the eggs, they become the adults. So here we have definitely improved the quantity, the number of fish produced by every female after laying eggs. The number of fish produced has definitely been increased. That is one thing. The second thing that was taken care of, you understood this total process of taking care of the fish. Taking care of the fish in the most vulnerable condition when they are in the egg stage, fry stage and the fingerling stage, and transferring them again in the natural condition when they are adult. एक तो ये हो गया. Second is the quantity has improved. The most important part of this is, as I told you, every female lays eggs only once in the monsoon season. Monsoon season in the sense, let us say it is the month of July. So January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November and December. A adult fish, female fish, releases the egg only in the month of July. If it lays, suppose 1000 eggs, then after the passing of whole year, it will come again to the monsoon season and will lay 100 eggs. So एक estimate किया गया. This is the laying of egg laying in the fishes. It is a natural egg laying process where the egg is released only in the monsoon season. Now it was analyzed or it was studied, research किया गया कि the females and the males release the eggs and release the eggs and the sperm or the semen only once in monsoon season. As in this season, it was found that they have a high gonadotropin hormone level in their blood. This hormone is of course released by pituitary gland. So it was clearly, the research suggested that it is the gonadotropin when it is released in the blood, that causes the adults to release eggs and the sperm. And under natural condition, they are fighting, struggling for food and all this. But in the artificial condition, if you are providing healthy diet to them, so they analyze that after egg laying also takes a lot of energy and the health condition may be spoiled. So what they understood is, if you give a gap of 3 months, July, August, September, October छोड़ दीजिए, November, then December, January, February छोड़ दीजिए, March. These were 2 months that were picked up, and they said that we have now made artificial advancement in our science and technology. Artificial gonadotropin similar to the natural one, and it is sold in the market. It is available in the form of, if you can call Nova or Ova Prim. These are the marketing names of this gonadotropin, available in the form of injections, and you need just 1 ml to inject them below the pectoral fin. नीचे जो बॉटम पर जो फिन्स होते हैं, दो छोटे फिन, उसके बेस में इसको इंजेक्ट करना पड़ता है. So we have now made this, and if injected at a gap of 3 months, we can get the egg and the sperm released at least 2 more times in a year. And so the production becomes how much? Thrice. Earlier it was laying only 1000 eggs. Here again we will force them to lay 1000 eggs. Here again 1000 eggs. So जो fish पहले 1000 egg release करती थी, we can force them to release 3000. So the production will become thrice. अब ये सोच लीजिए, एक तो हमने at the nursery level and the fries and fingerling stage, we have protected them from the predators, so the number has increased. Now in the adults, if you start injecting the gonadotropins, what will happen? The adults will start laying more number of eggs and more number of times rather in the year, so the production will definitely increase. Are you following that? So this is a process that is developed lately here to increase the quantity of fish produced in our natural system. Pisciculture में ये बहुत ही important aspect, एक बहुत बड़ा research सामने आया. In the beginning, what they used to do, they used to take an adult, cut open the brain, take out the pituitary, and pituitary was crushed in saline water, and then it was filtered, and that was injected. But nowadays we have got this artificial process of injecting the gonadotropin in the females. Is that clear? This is one method. Another method of increasing the production is, God says something here. This entire method, the production in quantity in the fish is increased by, first method we have just now studied, which is now called as induced breeding. What we have studied in induced breeding? By injecting artificial gonadotropins, the adult fishes are actually forced, or rather induced, to lay eggs more number of times in a year. एक तो ये हो गया. The second process is called as composite fish culture. Now what is this composite fish culture? Generally the farmers, being unaware, they culture one variety of fish in their pond. So you go and talk about to a farmer who is going through this pisciculture method, he will say कि मैंने अपने तालाब में कतला ग्रो किया है, वो साहब कुछ और रोहू कर रहे हैं, वो मांगूर कर रहे हैं, कुछ भी नाम बोले. So they are concerned with only one variety of the fish because they found that it is much more in demand in the market. It's okay, but क्या होता है, the fishes, different fishes have is called as surface feeder. They love the exposure to sunlight where the lighted conditions are there. They always remain at the top, ठीक है, जिसको हम बोलते हैं जैसे कतला. Example. The third one, very simple, you can understand, they are called bottom feeders. Bottom feeders, they like muddy condition. You might have seen, there are places where the water is dried up. There are villages and all. They are searching for fish in the muddy conditions and निकालते हैं fish. There are fishes which love that muddy condition. They always stay at the bottom and they collect food from the bottom. They are called bottom feeders. The biggest example is mrigal. And there are some which are called as intermediate feeder. Intermediate feeders, they are very special, They don't go near the sunlight, lighted condition. They even hate the muddy condition. So generally stay in the center, middle condition. They never come up, neither go down. For example, your roe. Now the farmer, if he says that he is growing katla, the katla is a surface feeder. All the fish will be at the top. And the farmer seeing from outside, what he will feel? That he will find less water and more fishes, large number of fishes moving around the पूरा crowded condition है. बहुत खुश होता है farmer कि मेरा पूरा तालाब भरा पड़ा है, मैंने पानी कम दिख रहा है, मछली ज़्यादा दिख रहा है. सच्चाई क्या है? The fishes are only here. And all these parts of the pond is being wasted. It is almost like in agricultural field, a farmer is growing the crops only here, and this is kept empty. So that is not a very good idea. So what is need to be done is you must have in your pond certain intermediate feeders and certain bottom feeders, so that you are utilizing maximum part of the pond. So more number of fishes are there, plus all the area volume of the pond is utilized, and none of them are disturbing the other because they have different feeding habits. So if all these varieties are cultured together, then what will happen? The volume, entire volume of the pond is utilized, and so the production, not only production of fish with respect to number, but the variety. Now you are able to produce 3 different varieties. The production and variety both increases. So these 2 things are also taken care of to improve the food resources in the fish condition. So what we have talked about in the fishery condition is, in the fisheries we take care of the eggs, fries, fingerlings. In artificial condition, in artificial tanks, to reduce their mortality, reduce the death rate, and then supplying the adult in the ponds. When you give them in ponds, what you do there? You carry out induced breeding to allow them to lay eggs more number of times, and in the pond, if you are doing this composite fish culture, then you can understand how much we can improve the production from one pond. So that is one aspect of animal husbandry in case of fishes. I hope you have understood that. Thank you. And then we will talk about the last kind of animal that we take care of for, you can say, the very highly nutritious kind of food, what is called as honey, the honey bees. The culture of honeybees, also called as apiculture. Api is the genus of in the scientific name, Apis is the genus of the honeybees, therefore we call it apiculture. The name comes from there. In the culture of honeybees, you need to understand a few things. The honeybees are actually called as social insects. Social insects in the sense as they have a family. Quite shocking. There are few insects in this category: honeybees, the ants, and the termites. Termites सुना होगा आपने, दीमक. ये ऐसे insects हैं. They build up a family, and there is in the family and have a division of labor. काम बटा हुआ है. Of course समझेंगे. The members of the family are: number one, queen. A female is designated this post of being queen. It is the female which is fertile, capable of laying eggs, and the largest size in the family. Very large size this female has. The number two are the workers. They are huge in number, but they are also females, but females which are sterile. They don't have the capacity to lay eggs. They cannot do that. They are more in number and they are small in size. And the third one is the drones. These are the male members. Now, how is the division of labor then? The queen has a job of laying eggs. Just imagine. The drones have a job of fertilizing the queen. They undergo the sexual reproduction with the queen so that the fertilized eggs are formed. The job of the workers. This is the job only of worker, mind you. It is they build the hive. जिसको आप मधुमक्खी का छाता बोलते हो, वो पूरा बनाता है. They collect food for all. They clean the hive and also protect the hive from enemies. So that is why their name is worker. Their name is worker. What they do, God says something for us. What the workers do. They visit nearby areas and collect what is called as nectar or the flower juice and pollen grains. To name the foods, they collect the food. जो मैंने कहा फूड के नाम पर वो क्या कलेक्ट करते हैं? नेक्टर, फ्लावर जूस, पोलन ग्रेन. गौर से समझेंगे थोड़ा सा. नेक्टर, फ्लावर जूस, ये सब भी है. इसमें एक नाम और हम ऐड करते हैं, रॉयल जेली. रॉयल जेली. Whenever the flower blossoms for the first time, कोई भी फूल जब पहली बार खिलता है, उसके नीचे एक सेक्रेशन होता है, वो थोड़ा थिक होता है. Just once. If you remove that, after that the secretion is very liquid in condition, watery. That is called, you call it as nectar or you call it as flower juice. That is being sucked upon by this. A flower releases royal jelly only once. Is that clear? So what is the chance that when a honeybee worker reaches the flower, there are many more insects. There are birds also, hummingbirds. So there are a lot of competitors who visit the flowers. It might have happened that when this honeybee reaches the flower, someone might have come and collected the royal jelly. So chance of getting royal jelly is least, but getting the nectar or flower juice or pollen grain is continuous process. Is that clear? So now what happens? What's something? The queen, it lays the eggs. What kind of eggs? The The same as we talked about in the poultry condition, the unfertilized eggs and the fertilized eggs. Okay, the drones or the males have the job of fertilizing the queen, but maybe the males did not have any sexual reproduction with the female and they released the eggs. So those eggs will be unfertilized. And if the males go and have sexual reproduction with the female, after that the eggs released are fertilized eggs. The unfertilized eggs and the fertilized eggs, big difference when compared to any other animal. Both the eggs hatch into young ones. Both will hatch. Poultry में unfertilized eggs never hatch. याद रहेगा आपको. Both these young ones hatch, and these young ones which come out are generally called as the caterpillars. As is the case in any insect. These young ones then, when they are fed with anything, ध्यान से देखना. Fed with मतलब भोजन. तो भोजन क्या ला रहा है? कौन ला रहा है? वर्कर्स ला रहा है. क्या ला रहा है? नेक्टर, फ्लावर जूस, पोलन ग्रेन, रॉयल जेली, कुछ भी ला रहा है. Fed with anything, it always develop into males. और that is called as drones. क्या बोलते हैं इसको? Drones. That is the case of unfertilized eggs. Fertilized eggs also hatch into young ones, and these young ones, if fed with royal jelly, जो मैंने बताया बहुत मुश्किल से मिलता है, those fertilized eggs or the caterpillar from fertilized eggs will develop into queen. And if it is fed with general flower juice, जिसको आप नेक्टर भी बोल सकते हो, और pollen grain, अगर ये खिलाया गया है इसको, so this will hatch into the workers. तो इस तरीके से एक फैमिली में तीनों मेंबर डेवलप होते हैं. That is how in a family queen, workers and drones develop. Is that clear? So the process is this. And when they become this, when they develop into queen, worker and drones, their job is pre-decided that you need to do this, you need to do this, you need to do this. What the workers do, they fill these young ones with this food. Suppose a case is there where the queen has not laid eggs. There is no young one developing. Or the eggs do not need food. When the eggs will hatch into young ones, then only they need food. So workers are bringing the flower juice. And there is no one to feed, only eggs are there. तो उसमें किसी को खिलाना नहीं. So what they do? They eat it, digest it, the flower juice, pollen grain, nectar, royal jelly, उसको digest कर लेते हैं. Digest करने के बाद वो जो liquid है उसको फिर vomit करके निकालते हैं. And they store it for the future use. When the caterpillars or young ones will come, they will be fed with that. This is called honey. Honey is a digested flower juice, pollen grain, nectar, whatever you call, royal jelly. They are digested by the workers and re-vomited out. And that is honey. It is already digested. क्यों बोलते हैं डॉक्टर कि बच्चों को दीजिए? Full of nutrition, glucose, lot of vitamins, minerals. It's a high energy boosted, lot of disease resistant qualities. Lot of good qualities are there, and it is already digested, mind you. If you give the young ones, they don't need to digest it. It will be immediately absorbed by the body. Sorry. And the body will immediately use it. So that is why the honey is considered to be the best. Okay? Food for the young ones. And this is what it is all about. Now, is that clear to you? So once we have understood what is the life cycle of the honeybees, how they grow, what they do to collect the honey, now we are utilizing this. What we are doing is, the farmers for apiculture, what they need to do, the various steps of apiculture. The first thing is, the farmers need to build up पास्चराइज, ध्यान से समझेंगे इसको. पास्चराइज in the sense it is a flowering garden and it is managed in such a way that throughout the year, in all the months, there will be certain flowers available. ऐसा कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ फ्लावरिंग प्लांट्स को लगाया जाता है कि हर सीजन में कुछ न कुछ फ्लावर्स रहे, तब तो वर्कर्स को फ्लावर जूस मिलेगा और उसको हनी में कन्वर्ट करेंगे. Then they need to keep the artificial beehive boxes. अब ये बॉक्सेस क्या हैं? बॉक्सेस में ऑलरेडी कंपार्टमेंट्स बने हुए हैं. There are boxes, cuboidal boxes, in which wax compartments are already made. These are raised compartments, mind you, ऐसे करके बना हुआ है compartments. और वो नेचर है. देखो, जो मैंने बोला कि workers build the hives. If you go and see the hives, there are hexagonal boxes made. And it is the tendency of the queen to go to every box, lay one egg there, and come out, then go to next box, lay one egg. Each egg definitely hatches into the young ones. और कौन सा egg क्या develop करता है? It depends on the eggs. When they hatch into caterpillar, the workers need to feed them, and whatever they are feeding, according to that, the young ones will develop into the 3 members. तो queen lays. तो उसमें क्या होता है कि workers को बनाना पड़ता है. Workers have a wax gland at the bottom of their body, abdomen. वहाँ से wax निकाल करके वो build करते हैं पूरे boxes को. उसमें बहुत सारा एनर्जी जाता है वर्कर्स का, वर्कर बी का. लेकिन पहले से अगर आर्टिफिशियल में बॉक्स बना हुआ है तो वर्कर का इतना एनर्जी कम हो जाता है. एंड एंटायर एनर्जी विल बी यूटिलाइज्ड इन ओनली कलेक्शन ऑफ द फ्लावर जूस एंड मेकिंग हनी. सो दैट इज वन एडवांटेज we do. Artificial beehive boxes are available in the market. You can buy it. The only disturbing thing that you need to do is collect a queen from natural condition and keep it in the box. Now queen is easily noticeable. I mean, this is the largest bee in the total family. ये एक सबसे important काम है जो आपको करना पड़ता है. Of course, there are people who are trained. They are completely, they cover themselves with mask and all gloves and certain amount of dress materials where they avoid the what these honeybees do. They pierce their needle shaped sting, what they call. So they avoid the stinging of the honeybees by making this dress material and collect it. होता क्या है? The queen releases a pheromone, a chemical है. इसका नाम है pheromone, pheromone, pheromone from its gland, and the smell of the pheromone attracts the males and the workers towards the box, and a family is built up. Now you don't need to do anything. You can understand this. You just collected a queen and kept in the box. The queen releases that pheromone. वो atmosphere में उसका एक smell फैलता है, which is easily recognized by the workers and the drones which are available in the nature here and there. And they are attracted by the smell. They visit the box and stay there. Okay. The workers start taking care of the entire family. The queen fertilizes with the males and starts laying eggs, both fertilized and unfertilized, and the job starts. And for the eggs to develop into the caterpillar, the workers start collecting the flower juice and converting into honey, storing in every compartments, and the entire process starts. What you need to take care, one thing, that keep an eye on the queen bee bag. Now this is very important aspect of this artificial apiculture. में क्या होता है कि मैंने कहा है कि all those fertilized eggs which hatch into caterpillar, if they are fed with royal jelly, they will become queen. By chance मान के चलो already there and 3 more queens coming. But the queens have this tendency that they don't allow any other queen to stay in the family. If a queen recognizes that there are more than one queens in the family, there is a fierce fight going on among them. And only the strongest one will survive, all the others will be killed. They are killed or driven away. Now, the moment you understand that due to the hatching process and development and metamorphosis of caterpillar into young ones, and when more than one queens are developed, what you need to do, if more than one queen develops, then they are separated immediately before the fight, separated, and more boxes are used. And that is how the boxes keep on increasing in number. You can start with one box. In that box, if 4 more queens develop, you keep one queen and you can keep these 4 queens in 4 other boxes. Next season you will have 5, and in the next season you will have many more boxes growing as per your demand. If you feel that you don't need many more boxes, you can sell the queens to others who are ready for the apiculture process, or you can allow them to fight and the strongest one will survive, others will be removed from the nature. तो यही एक बहुत बड़ा चीज है. And after the workers have collected honey, we then use what is called as honey extractor. It is also easily available in the market, honey extractor, to remove the honey without damaging the whole hive. जो naturally जो लोग कलेक्ट करते हैं हनी, आपको पता होगा पूरे हाइव को क्रश कर दिया जाता है. That is not a good way, क्योंकि उसमें कुछ कैटरपिलर होंगे, कुछ एग्स होगा, कुछ हनी भी फंसे होंगे, सबको क्रश करते हैं, उनके बॉडी जूस भी आ जाते हैं हनी में. It's not very hygienic. So honey extractor is such a method which removes the upper layer and the honey flows slowly into your collector. So that is very simple thing to do. So these are the things that is done for apiculture process. Only minor things to be taken care of. You need to understand the whole life cycle of the honeybee and accordingly react to the situation. Is that clear to you? All over the world, the honeybee that is used for apiculture, the preferred honeybee for apiculture is what is generally called as Italian bee. क्या बोलते हैं इसको? Italian bee. Only because the first thing is it has a very high honey collection capacity. Collects huge amount of honey within no time. Second, it stings less. The third, it stays in the hive for a longer period. So what happens? We get enough time to collect the honeys. They don't simply eat up the. Sometimes there are honeybees which are very fast. They collect the honey, they drink up and fly away, and suddenly you will find the beehive has vanished. The fourth is it breeds well. Breeds well in the sense produces large number of young ones. The queen, the workers' production is very high.